At 11:17 p.m., Singapore Airlines Flight 006 was cleared for takeoff. Seconds later, it slammed into construction equipment at over 250 kilometers per hour. The aircraft burst into flames. 83 people were killed instantly. But how could this happen to one of the safest airlines in the world? This is the shocking story of how a Boeing 747 lined up on the wrong runway and took off straight into disaster. It was Halloween night 2000. A typhoon had just passed over Taiwan. Rain still poured. Visibility was near zero. Flight 006, a massive 747-400, sat on the tarmac at Taipei's International Airport, ready for departure to Los Angeles. The pilots, experienced and respected, believed they were clear for takeoff. But in the darkness, they made a fatal mistake. They were on the wrong runway. Flight 06 was cleared to take off from runway 05L, the main active runway. But due to construction, runway 05R, a closed and unlit runway, sat just parallel to it, and in the dark, stormy night, the pilots mistook the closed runway for the one they were cleared to use. No signs, no lights, no clear warnings, just darkness and pounding rain. At 11:18 p.m., the massive Boeing 747 began accelerating down the wrong runway. But something wasn't right. Seconds later, at over 250 kilometers per hour, the aircraft slammed into construction equipment, excavators, rollers, concrete barriers. The result was catastrophic. The right engine exploded on impact. The landing gear was torn apart. Flames engulfed the right side of the aircraft. Debris scattered across the runway. The pilots tried to abort, but it was too late. The jet skidded, broke into multiple sections, and burst into flames. Inside the cabin, chaos. Passengers screamed. Oxygen masks fell. Smoke thickened every second. Yet some of the crew, against all odds, remained calm and began evacuation procedures. Some passengers jumped from the emergency exits into flames. Others crawled through burning aisles. In total, 83 people were killed, most from smoke inhalation and fire. But incredibly, 96 people survived. What saved them? Timing, crew discipline, and sheer luck. The investigation that followed was swift and brutal. The question was simple. How could an elite airline crew make such a fatal mistake? It turned out that poor visibility, incomplete runway lighting, and lack of clear barricades led to the confusion. But there was more. Cockpit recordings revealed a rushed takeoff, unclear communication with ground control, and hesitation moments before acceleration. The captain expressed doubt, then proceeded anyway. Singapore Airlines, known globally for safety, was now facing intense scrutiny. The official report blamed pilot error, but also criticized the airport's poor signage and lack of closed runway barriers. Flight 006 changed everything. Airports worldwide updated their signage, lighting, and procedures. Closed runways were physically barricaded. New cockpit procedures were enforced. Singapore Airlines paid compensation, retrained staff, and reviewed all emergency protocols. But for the families of those 83 victims, it wasn't enough. Even today, many believe the accident could have been prevented with better coordination, stricter weather policies, or a delayed takeoff. And so Singapore Airlines 06 became more than a tragedy. It became a wake-up call for the aviation industry. A reminder that in aviation, even the smallest mistake can cost everything. Subscribe to SKYPLUS for more real aviation mysteries and shocking stories. Don't miss what's coming next.